Hey, what is up? We welcome you in. It's time for Three Guys Before the Game. It's our first game recap of the 2025 football season. This is episode number 654. West Virginia is 1-0 after a victory over the Colonials of Robert Morris. Don Nehlen, you know what Don Nehlen would say if he was still the head coach? You know, Tones, all that tells us is we're not going to go winless. That's the only thing we learned. We're not going to be winless. That's all he would say. Remember that?
Yep.
He was always.
I think it told us a little more.
He kind of Don kind of under promised, then he would over deliver. He would kind of lay it low, right? Welcome in, everybody.
I was about ready
here.
to say playoffs straight ahead.
Somewhere in the middle.
Fair enough.
Yeah, probably somewhere in the middle.
Fair enough.
Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Mart. Get yourself that Mart rewards card and immediately begin saving on your food and your fuel. Download the app, and it is a bonanza. We'll get into that and more. Three Guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. Perfect time of the year to get out there before the weather turns and really have some wonderful days since it's not blistering hot. Three Guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's biscuit. And Hoppy's got his camouflage Tudor's mug with him as well. A lot of biscuits sold over the weekend on the way for the game.
Oh,
Three Guys
I thought
brought
you
to us
might
by
have some with you this morning.
I thought about it.
Because I'm hungry is why I bring that up.
I'm sorry. I thought about it, and I just was not
Thanks,
on that.
Hop.
I was not on biscuit schedule
That's okay.
this morning.
That's all right.
Three Guys
They were
brought to us
probably
by
packed this morning, so that's all right.
Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. Comax and those water systems they have.
Yeah.
Whew, that's good water. We'll talk about those. And Three Guys brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. Plus, spreads on stats coming up. Conley CPA Group, Brad will break down some of the numbers from the game. Conley CPA Group, well, they provide value beyond numbers. They go much, much farther than just numbers.
We've got a lot of them coming out of this game. We've got a lot of number breakdowns.
Really?
Well, there's just a ton of good numbers to talk about.
I thought you would go like, well, first game, one game doesn't make a trend.
Well, I'll say that. I'll give my standard disclaimer. One game's not make a trend, but there were some good numbers.
All right, let's bust into this bad boy. Hope you're having a wonderful Labor Day weekend and enjoy, because as you know, once Labor Day comes, it's winter.
Stop it. Just don't do that.
Yeah, you take all your white clothes out of your closet. Can't wear white anymore, otherwise they'll put you in jail.
That's an old rule. That's an old rule. You can do that now.
That rule doesn't work anymore?
It doesn't work. You can wear white after Labor Day. Don't worry about it.
You
Cool.
can't wear your spats, Tony, after Labor Day.
Good spat reference.
Yeah. We record here on the final day of August, and game number one, 45-3. West Virginia is victorious over the visitors from Robert Morris. And an interesting game in a bunch of different ways. Let's face it, this was perhaps the one of the greatest unknown season openers. The official tally total by the time the game went of newcomers was 81. Whew. 81 new players. It was like during the week, it was like it trended upwards. Like we got
couple free agent acquisitions late. Got you to 81.
Yeah, it was 72 for a long time.
Then we got 75. I thought for a little bit.
79.
Yeah.
And then Friday, I was
80.
talking to the incomparable Michael Montoro, who in charge of the whole football communication side of things. I said, Mike, what's the number today? He goes, it's going to be 81.
81 newcomers.
And they had 57 over on the other side. 138 dudes.
Wasn't that long ago you could only bring 25 players in per year, per NCAA rules.
Wait a minute, you can only have 104 players, right?
That's not true.
What is it now?
Remember, they shot that rule down before, like a month or so ago.
I can't keep
Remember,
track.
Rich had to make the cuts. Rich bemoaned all spring about, I got to cut these guys. I got to go down to 105. It's not fair. Why can't we grandfather this thing in? And then they went like
36 hours later, Judge Wilkin came back.
You don't
and
have
said,
to do it. But Rich had already made his cuts. And so then they had to go
back.
West Virginia's got we got a few players, about 120 plus on the roster.
Really?
Yeah.
Hop, I know you're going to jump into obvious observations to start. Let me just say this because it relates to those newcomers. So a couple of the things that jumped out to me, just big picture, not numbers, not performance. The fact that West Virginia seemed to get lined up offensively pretty efficiently most times was pretty impressive. I mean, you could see the urgency and the tempo with which those guys go is really impressive. And there was one that jumped out to me, and was it Nick Cray that lost his helmet on one play?
Landon Livingston, the center.
Livingston ran about a 3.240 after the helmet. He picked up that helmet and looked at the sidelines. And normally guys, when they lose their helmet, they come off the sideline. My man was in a dead sprint. He would have beaten Sincere Bowers in a head-to-head race to get to the sideline. Someone else was in immediately to replace him, and they didn't miss a beat.
I think it's a fair statement to say that was gone over in practice.
I think that was a point of emphasis, and guys knew. Nico one time goes out of bounds and runs over the gate on the far sideline. And immediately pops up. And normally the ball is lost at that point. Like, where's the ball? Who's got to find it? It's on their sideline. You maybe never get the ball back. Not only was the ball not lost, Nico's back up carrying the ball and ran it back out quickly.
Yeah. Yes. I think Rich coaches that this way. I don't care if you have to bring your arm with you that's detached. You run to the sideline at full speed. So the helmet was no problem for Livingston.
It was not. So that was one thing. And then on the defensive side, it just seemed like guys were in right spots a lot. There were a couple gaps where the receiver got through, but not big giant misses or guys out of position or guys getting caught looking in the wrong spot. Right. I thought just the alignment on both offense and defense for game one, for Rich running a tempo and Zach Alley being so multiple and so aggressive, I thought was really impressive for the first game.
Which makes you say, thank goodness for OTAs, because you would never be able to do that if you had assembled everyone August the 1st, like in the old days. If you couldn't go out all in the summer with these guys and do that, it wouldn't look anything like that. So with all of that being said, it does set up for a really interesting week coming up here with Ohio University. We'll talk about that on our pregame, which will be coming up later this week. So we're going to focus here on Robert Morris, but I do want to be the first to say, because you only can use it once, is what? Go ahead. Go ahead, say it.
You improve the most between week one and
the first and the second game? Yeah.
That's football lifer. Teams will improve their most from game one to game two, which makes things interesting for West Virginia. Now, there's a lot, obviously, but offensive line, I'd love to, figure out what the theme points are there. What's Jack Bicknell think about his unit's performance? All of these units, I'd love to know what their points are, because obviously the biggest mistakes in that game for West Virginia were just ball security.
That's it.
The turnovers, and you coach that, but you never know how that's going to happen.
Yeah, and those are at times random. Like you get a helmet right on a ball and all that. So I know people will say, well, if you have those turnovers, it's going to be a long season. Yeah, it is. You have 3 of those or 4 of those fumbles, 5 fumbles a game. It's going to be a long season. I don't think that happens every game. I think there was a lot of good that you take away. But let's just get all the disclaimers out now if we're going to. Like you said, you improve the most between first and second week. Also, let's just say this. 1 week does not make a trend. I also understand, all due respect, it was Robert Morris. So you don't need to text us. I get all that. Everything that's about to be said, we preface it with those 3 disclaimers.
Mm-hmm. With that, it leads us into my favorite segment of the entire show, Hoppy's Obvious Observations. Here's a guy that didn't sleep last night because obviously he had to figure out his observations. What do you have?
No, wait, this is still unsponsored?
Unsponsored.
Unsponsored. Well,
obviously.
A couple of them you touched on. One is that I went on ad nauseum about how the story was the return of Rich Rodriguez.
Fair.
And I still believe that was the story of the day. Okay. However, I found myself, when the game started, guess what? I was focused on the game and the players. So the whole story about Rich Rod was the story up until the time the game started. Then it kind of faded to the background. I was much more focused on the game. That's first. Second of all, like you all have mentioned, the speed with which this offense operates. I think it's remarkable how fast they go the entire game. And props to whoever the official was who was spotting the ball, because he spotted the ball and got out of the way. So I'm sure they had conversations.
So
that's important. That's important because, we've seen instances where the officials dilly-dallying around, looking around, make sure everything's okay.
He gave it a dilly-dally.
So the speed to me was incredible. And as you said, getting lined up was remarkable. Nico's efficiency.
Oh, we'll get into that in the numbers, but yes, you're right.
And I'll let you dig deeper in the numbers, but 17 of 20, 224, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, a touchdown running, 13 carries, 56 yards. What? Take that all day.
Oh, my God, you take that all day.
All day. I just thought he was really efficient and confident, did not big thing, not only made plays, didn't make mistakes, right? Did not make mistakes. Cam Vaughn looks like, opponent adjusted, looks like could be a playmaker, game changer guy.
He made plays.
Made plays. 8, and it looks like a favorite target, was targeted 8 times, caught 7 passes, and that one touchdown was a perfect throw, a difficult catch.
Very difficult.
Made a play.
Mm-hmm.
How many times over the years, Brad, have we talked about, can a guy make a play downfield?
The biggest key.
Guy made a play. Defense was solid. I know you get into stats. I mean, Robert Morris, opponent adjusted, couldn't do anything.
Almost literally couldn't do anything.
Couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I said this on Sportsline Friday. I had a feeling we have totally under-discussed this defense, both in terms of names of guys, personnel-wise, and just overall, which you do when Rich is the coach, right? When Rich is the coach, we've seen this. The offenses are usually so dynamic, it dominates the conversation. I thought I was really impressed with the defense.
Defense was just solid all day. Turnovers, and Brad, you touched on this, and again, that stands out like a sore thumb, but I have to think that's an aberration. I mean, that just doesn't happen. You don't fumbled away 3 times in 4 possessions, whatever it was. So I think that's got to be an aberration. But going forward, I checked a stat on this. If it's an evenly matched game, and it depends on when in the game and where you fumble. If you fumble the ball 3 times, what happens?
Lose.
You lose the ball. You lose the game. The chances of winning a game if you fumble the ball 3 times in an even game is like 1 in 10, 1 in 7. So unfortunately, you fumbled, but you did it against Robert Morris. Somebody else, you probably lose the game. Pac-Man Fox.
Wow.
A lot of confidence in having Pac-Man Fox back there.
Yeah, he was good.
He was really
5
good.
returns, 52 yards, and average 10.4. What's that do, Tony, for your field position?
This is a game changer, literally, no pun intended.
Yeah. So those are my obvious observations.
Well done, Hoppy.
Thank you.
Credits to the crowd. I mean, we've talked about the season ticket number, how it's up, but crowd looked great. And I've said this many times. Not many places in the country do a theme day better than West Virginia. The stadium is always awesome. That Gold Rush was tremendous. Tremendous job by the fans. And I thought Rich, we'll get into the numbers here, so I won't do that here. But I thought just one quick note on Rich's postgame, Tony, is when he slid in there again, and he's not going to do this every game, right? This is probably the end of this. He's done enough of I made a mistake. I'm glad to be back. Yeah. It's great to be here. And he's not a guy, guys, he's not a guy that was going to talk about walking out before the game and looking at the stadium and get all sentimental and emotional. But he did in the middle to endish of that press conference.
Let himself go a little bit.
He did, and I thought it was it sounded very sincere, and I thought it was a nice touch where he just said, let me say this again. He said, I'm just so thankful to the administration, to the athletic department, to Ren Baker for allowing us to come back and how appreciative I am to be back and to be leading this program. And then he slid into to make this the best program in America. And he said, we're a long way from that, but that's the mission. And I'm very thankful and appreciative to be back. And I thought that was a good way to say it without dwelling, without going over the top. He mentioned how great the fans were and how great the turnout was, and then just added in again how thankful he was to be back.
Yeah, that's appropriate. It was well said by him. And Brad and Tony, by the way, when he was hired, I think you could call it, no, you can call it a controversial hire. However, we did a scientific poll, not anecdotal, scientific with Rex Repass and Research America, and polled West Virginians. 60% favor the rehiring of Rich Rodriguez. Only 9% were against it. I think between the time he was hired and the first game, the support for him has increased.
Oh yeah, it increased the day of his press conference, right? And in a couple of weeks, he beats Pitt. That 60 goes to 77.
It goes up,
right?
Or 104%.
Yeah. But again, if you lose, but the point being that he's trending upward.
Yes.
Okay, he's trending upward.
Yeah. The speed which they operate that offense, and you just got to remember that's the first time, so it's going to go faster once these guys get really oiled in. That is a wow when that thing kicks. That first drive, it was absolutely basketball.
They were humming.
It was a basketball game, and it was really fun to see that because it's breathtaking to see, and it's breathtaking away from a defense, and you could see that there was like, whoa. Had a few had a few guys go down from Robert Morris there second half.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I was told by some maybe in this room that maybe
yeah.
that doesn't happen anymore because there's rules against that. I was cautioned that wouldn't be a thing.
Well, it was a hot day, a lot of cramping occurred.
Bad rule, because that only applies, you can only enforce that rule after the ball's spotted for play. So it's still, there is no rule. I can just jump down every time the play's over, or before they spot it, I can get away with it.
And like many rules that are subjective in nature, block charge, the officials got to make a judgment call on whether the guy's.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Pretty tough one right there.
It won't be the last time it comes up.
But I thought it came at a weird time. The game was already well out of hand, and I would have done it earlier.
Yeah, first half.
Yeah.
I would have done it on the first drive. Absolutely would have done it on the first drive to try to take away the tempo.
It'll be a topic of discussion moving forward. I'll just say that.
Do you think will it replace
Give me the over.
targeting?
Give me the over. However many times you want to say it's going to happen, give me the over.
And the way we're playing now, we're going to lose. I mean,
that's why.
It will become an obsession for West
Yes.
Virginia fans. Obviously, all of us now. Like no one will ever get hurt on the other team.
Thank you.
Honestly,
as first reported.
Can I ask a dumb question?
no such thing as a dumb question.
This is a dumb question, and most people listening are very tuned in. How does everybody know what to do when you're going that fast?
Because you practice it.
I understand you practice it, but how does everybody know the plays?
Because they've evolved down to where it's a one-word bark.
It's a one word.
It's a one word, and you just
He just barks out one word.
And go.
and go.
You know what else is?
They're reading. Obviously, everyone's reading
they're
everything.
reading.
Receivers reading what the leverage is on the D-back, and he's looking at everything. And the quarterback is making all those calls as well.
You brought this up in our pre-show extensive production meeting, but let's talk about this before we get into the numbers. I do like that, Rich, when something works, we've talked about this before. Oh, my
gosh.
When something works, he
does
it again. You didn't stop to run it again.
That hitch to Cam Vaughn, just like bang, bang, bang. Like, are we going to fix this or not?
And you know what was great about that is how many games not just West Virginia games, just college football games when you're lined up and you may have single coverage and the defense is back, and so many people watch go, why don't you just throw it to him and get the 7 yards they're giving? Rich did that, right? They do that, and they're because you just throw it out there. And then the D-back could stay off again and go, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throw it right back to you.
I think or the quarterback run, or I call that, let's call that the PWR, Pat White rule. Just like Pat White.
Keep going.
Just keep going. Keep running.
So last year, right, and Rich brings this up a lot, supposedly they ran the same play 26 straight times. I wish you had a camera on Kirchhoff right there. Kirchhoff I almost got him for a full spit out of his tutor's travel money. 26 straight times. And
in that case, it's not hard to get lined up because you're going to run the same play.
The opposing coach said, like, they ran the same play. Rich said, yeah, I would have run it more. Like, what? Fix yourself. Change it.
Which is great. It's to use a sports analogy, it's like a baseball pitcher that in the old days you used to say would throw 95. Now you say it's a baseball pitcher that throws 102 that just says, oh, is that right? Here it comes. You want to see our signals? Here, we're just going to tell you it's going to be a fastball, and you can't stop it. And if you remember, West Virginia was like that back in the heyday when it was rolling. It's like, oh, you know, we're going to run. Okay, great. We're going to run. Here we go. Run right at you.
And any question that Rich Rod's going to run the quarterback?
No. Got to be willing. And Nico at 230 pounds, you know, Nico's not going to win. He's not going to beat Usain Bolt, but 230 pounds is a load, and he's willing to stick his face in there. Yes. That's all you need. That's all you need to have.
He can get you 4. He can get you 6.
Coach Hunter on Friday's Sportsline brought a nugget. Heaviest starting quarterback in the history of West Virginia football.
Really? Right.
He's bulked up to 232. Yeah.
How about
He's
that?
He's hit the weight room. Yeah.
232 pounds, plus multi-state champion wrestler, so he's a tough nut.
Well, so you got that, and then you've got, as we talk, by the way, the over hits on quarterbacks played this season.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know why. That was bad line. Shouldn't have had 3.5. Should have had 7.5.
I hammered that over.
I did too, and it didn't move enough.
Were you under on that?
I was under. I was under. Well, I was under 4.5. I mean, it's looking bad right now.
It gives you the opportunity, though, with multiple quarterbacks. You could put Nico back in the fullback position on a 3rd and 1 if you needed to.
Yeah, you could.
So the quarterback number hits, which was impressive, and all of them did something. right? Jalen Henderson came in and ran. Scotty Zaraway, in his first game as a Mountaineer, takes off and goes to the house on a big touchdown run. That was awesome to see.
By the way, now it's like this new and different offense that Rich is running. Really, it's like 1955 Notre Dame and Paul Hornung taking the ball for Notre Dame at quarterback and running off tackle.
There are times, yeah. There are times where it's old school. Yeah, there are times where it's old school.
But, boy, it works. I mean, it's right. Well, we'll see, but you like the option. You like the fact that you got a quarterback that runs.
It did. The game and the complete picture, and I know the first half was close and it was fumbled. The complete picture is what we said you needed out of this game. It doesn't tell you if you're good, but it probably eliminated that you're really bad.
Correct.
I think that's what it did. There were enough playmakers. The mechanics of both sides and the fundamentals look pretty good. You have multiple guys at every position, as Rich has been talking. So I think we're live for that discussion of bowl games should be a goal. See how this Big 12 shakes out. I think you've eliminated that you're really bad.
Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They are exceptional in their world of business. They do business nationwide in all 50 of our states, clients in all 50 states, but based right here in Parkersburg, still cranking along in Parkersburg. When it comes to VA benefits, veterans benefits, they are there for you. If you or someone in your family has military needs and needs to file a claim, these are the folks that can take care of you if something needs help. Why? Because it is a massive process to go through the governmental issues that stand in front of our veterans when they seek benefits. Jan Dills does that every single day. So if you or someone that you know needs help in that space, they're there for you. Same with Social Security benefits. That's where they're built their bread and their butter, helping people with Social Security disability benefit claims. Do that. Let them walk you through that process. Also, Three Guys Before the Game brought to us by Comex Business Systems. Again, you know how much water was consumed in that stadium yesterday?
A lot.
What if they just had those Comex water machines set up, like various concourse levels? You know, that water can be hot or cold. Those I-12 water coolers, in all seriousness, for business places, break rooms, wherever it is that your folks are working and need access to water, don't do the plastic bottle thing where you constantly have to keep going to get the bottle. We got the bottles. Do we get them? Do we get them? Do we get them? Carrying? Don't need it. Visit Comex Business Systems, ComexWV.com. They've got a great selection of water systems in addition to every conceivable possible piece of business equipment that you need. Plus, obviously, they have excellent care when it comes to business networking and your data. Visit ComexWV.com. All right. Let's jump in now. It is time. Are you ready? Conley CPA Group with its season debut of a recap for, it is Spreads on Stats, brought to us by Conley CPA Group. They provide value beyond numbers. Brad has already made the call that one game does not make a trend.
Right.
And perhaps the biggest thing we got out of this weekend was it showed that West Virginia is not going to be bad. The question remains is how good will they be? Mm-hmm. Folks at Conley CPA Group do so many things besides just general accounting. They're full-service accounting, but they also become your business consultant. And if you need help with your accounting, they can do that remotely. They can remote account in for you, take care of those things if those are a drag upon your business. Remote accounting, and plus they can provide CFO services remotely as well. Visit Conley CPA Group.
So if I'm a business that I like the business part of my business, I don't want to do the accounting and the bookkeeping and the QuickBooks, all they can do that?
If you found yourself in the past as a business owner going like, if I could just do the business instead of dealing with all this stuff, that's when you call it.
You don't get into business to do the accounting unless you're an accountant.
Conley CPA Group went into business to do the numbers. That's what they do.
So let them do your numbers.
That's what they want to do.
Yes.
You don't want to do it, so go find people that want to do what you need done, and that works really well. Conley CPA.
Perfect. Here we go. Let's start. Coming out of the Robert Morris game, West Virginia now sits with the third best overall grade of any Big 12 team.
Excuse me?
To this point, third best grade overall of any Big 12 team.
Okay. All right.
How about this? Air Rodriguez, best passing grade of any Big 12 team.
Really?
Why would you be surprised?
I'm not surprised. Just Rich comes in, just airs it out. Everybody knows that. Third best run defense grade in all of the Big 12 right now.
Yeah.
Early sample size. Numbers courtesy of PFF. All right, let's talk about some offensive numbers first. Highest graded offensive players per Pro Football Focus. Ready?
Got to be.
Would you like to take a guess? Because there's a lot of candidates here.
Nico,
number 2. Very good guess. This is like Family Feud style. Nico, number 2.
So Vaughn?
No, Vaughn's up there, but not number 2. He was the highest graded wide receiver, Cam Vaughn. Number 3, highest graded offensive player, Jalen Henderson. And number 1,
Jaheim?
The aforementioned Scotty Zaraway, Scotty Fox.
He snuck in there on limited snaps.
But how about 1, 2, and 3 were quarterbacks? Pretty good. Nick Cray, highest graded offensive lineman.
That's encouraging.
That was good.
Tackle, right?
So this was one that I'll throw. I won't do a ton of these. We'll get more as the season goes on, as the data matures, as we always talk about. But I thought this kind of backed up what we had said before, that the offense just looked the part. Again, I know, all due respect to Robert Morris, you're going to face better defenses. But the success rate for West Virginia's offense yesterday, and so success rate is defined by if on first down you get 50% of your needed yards, that's successful play. If by second down you have 70% of your available yards, that's a successful play. And then if you convert on third or fourth down, a successful play. West Virginia's offense had a ridiculously high 82% success rate yesterday. So again, just a number that backed up what you saw on the field, that the offense was working. Let's go to some individuals. Nico, Hoppy, you referenced that 85% completion percentage yesterday. How efficient was he? Just made some tremendous throws, and guys caught the ball too. That's the other part.
Yes.
Guys just made catches. How much better does the offense look when you throw it and catch it? Pretty easy.
It helps.
Nico had a career 58.5% completion percentage. So you talk about a massive jump. That was a career high. His previous high was last year versus Arizona, 18 of 22, 82%. Here's one that jumped out to me. He had 10.5 yards per attempt, which is good. Now, a lot of that was yards after catch. I realize those receivers did a good job of catching it and getting going. But to put that number in perspective, and again, it was just one game. His previous high in any game before that was 10.4 against Cincinnati last year. But on the season, in 2022, just 4.5 yards per attempt. 2023, 4.5 yards per attempt. Last year, it took a nice jump to 7.8 yards per attempt. And game one, 10.5 yards per attempt. Very good. Had one rushing touchdown yesterday, on pace to go over the 4.5.
Thank you.
Had 3 career rushing touchdowns entering yesterday, but had one yesterday. Go ahead, Hop.
Just that, again, you still, those are great numbers. I do think they speak well of how West Virginia performed. You do have to constantly remind opponent adjusted, because that long touchdown pass to Vaughn, what did he have to be able to do that?
Time, and the receiver had space.
Yeah, he
both.
had time.
No doubt.
It was good protection on that.
Yep, there was. Here, this one jumped to me too. Nico had 5 carries of more than 10 yards all of last season. 5 carries of more than 10 yards. He had 3 yesterday, which led the team. And that's not necessarily what he's in there for, is to bust off 10-yard runs. So I thought that was encouraging. Again, offense was running no matter who you put in there, but really, really good. Again, Hoppy's obvious observation here, I'm saying really good first game for Nico. I thought he was really efficient and good.
And what that does is now when Ohio University and future opponents start looking at West Virginia, when you have a quarterback that shows the ability and the desire he'll go run, it completely changes how defenses can scheme you up and play. It changes everything they can do. If you're Statue of Liberty and you're just going to drop back and go like this, they go like, kind of like those hyenas. Like they go, it's all going to be, it's just going to be standing back there. We're going to go full charge. But when those hyenas know that, guess what? You might put your tusks on and you might start running down the field after them. It changes the complete dynamic of everything.
Yeah, and changes the passing game as well, because you're not quite sure what's going to. But then you bring in these other guys that we've already talked about. But Jalen Henderson comes in, 2 carries, goes for 40 yards. So he also showed the ability. You give him a crease or a crack, and he can take off and go. We mentioned Scotty Fox, that big run in his first game. Khalil Wilkins comes in late, gets a couple carries, 2 carries, 36 yards for him. So as advertised, and again, we often say coaches don't always give you the unvarnished truth when they talk. He was true to his word, Rich was about the quarterbacks, right? Felt that they could all do something. And he talked after the game that those other guys would have been in earlier had you taken care of your business in the first half. But he did find a way to get 4 different guys in that game.
Right, and you might be wondering about Max Brown. He did not get in the game, was not dressed in uniform. He was dressed on the sideline there in sweats or whatever, but he, Rich mentioned, had a little bit of a hamstring, and so that's why he did not have gear on.
Let's talk running back for just a second because, again, another position that we had a lot of questions about outside of Jaheim coming in, just in terms of depth of who you were going to see, Hop. Well, Jaheim, first question there, Jaheim had moments where he looked like Jaheim. You can see what he does. This number jumped to, well, let's do 2 numbers on him. First of all, 18 carries in that game. Yeah. Only 2 games in his career where he's had more. 19 against Oklahoma State a couple years ago, or last year, 21 against Cincinnati in 2023.
That's a shocking stat.
Almost got a career high in game 1.
Shocking stat.
What do you mean, that Rich used one guy and ran him a lot?
No.
Because that's not shocking.
No, you would have thought that Jaheim White had more carries than you would have thought. I would have bet a bunch of Reese cups from over there at the Mart that he would have had
big
games.
Giant ones or just the regular size?
Any of them. The manhole cover ones that now weigh 13 pounds they got over there. I would say he had 25 or more multiple times in his career.
Yeah. So
why wouldn't he? This guy had 1,600 yards going into yesterday's game.
So again, the workhorse part, when we talked about this, when we tried to project Jaheim's yards, if you stay healthy and you have a premier back, Rich loves the premier back and will give you the ball, and it showed up there in game 1. Jaheim was really good. This number jumped to me. 82 of his 93 yards came after contact. 88%. I thought he ran really hard yesterday.
Yes.
Is that what you were going to say?
1,000,000%. They have been on him to do exactly what he did. He ran different yesterday than he has run in the past.
Agree.
He put his shoulder down, and he got yards after contact. I bet as the season goes on, I bet you his yards after contact will go spiraling high compared to what he's done in the past.
Thank you for talking about in the past, because I'll give you some numbers that we can track that. So 88% of those yards after contact yesterday, just one game. Last season, 71% of his yards after contact.
Give me that again. Say that again.
Last season, 71% of his total yards after contact. But here's the big jump.
What was it yesterday?
88%. In 2023, just 48% of his yards after contact. So It took a big leap from freshman year to sophomore year, and then a big leap from sophomore year to game 1 yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on that. 56% of his yards against Robert Morris came either around the left tackle or around the right end all the way outside. So half his yards around the outside edges, which is no surprise.
Can I interrupt you?
Sure.
So to me, number 1, Jaheim White for West Virginia holds a massively important part of this season going forward. And yesterday, to me, was going to be his first test. Are you in with us being the new staff, or are you going to not come fully in with us? And they have been on him hot and heavy during preseason to try to explain to him, this is what we require if you're going to play for us at that running back spot. And I wondered before the game, I talked with someone within the program on Friday, and I said, where do you think he stands on all this? He said he wouldn't still be here. Personally, he still wouldn't be here if he wasn't going to buy in. Like, he couldn't have lasted as long as he did up to this point, so we think that he'll be fine. And he went out there and he said, I'm going to show you a little something here, and he added to his game.
Yeah, I thought it was clear once that red light came on and the game was played, he looked like a dude. He looked like the Jaheim White you were hoping you would see, and the numbers back that up. An encouraging part, though, I thought Clay Ash had a couple of nice runs.
Yes.
He looked like he's a guy that can play for you as well, the former walk-on. But Sincere Bowers is a guy we've talked about a bunch, guys. Rich wants speed. Rich has talked about speed. Rich has said to us privately and publicly they need more speed. They got to get fast. That was the key from 05 to 07, right, Hop? There was none of this SEC speed BS. It was West Virginia speed back in the day. Bowers is one of those guys that has it, the transfer from Iowa Central. How about in his first game, that touchdown run that he had? You saw that burst, Tony. When he got through there and took off, I thought Sincere Bowers looked really good and capable through one game yesterday.
Thoroughbred like Hoppy. Kind of came out of that gate and went like, pip.
You, in your pregame interview with the coach yesterday, which I listened to, and you asked him about speed, and he seemed confident that they were okay, not where they want to be, but it's like, okay, we're okay. We got to get better, but we have some speed. So that was encouraging. It wasn't. Did you? Was that your takeaway as well?
Real quick, 6 carries, 54 yards for Bowers officially, 9 yards a carry, which pretty good.
Can we take that for the rest of his career? So I think that Rich, when he first got here, remember one of his continuing lines was, "We need to get a lot more team speed." That was one. Mm-hmm. And they went through spring, and then he said, we need more team speed. And then they went out and got some more team speed. Sincere Bowers is one of those late guys post-spring. And I think to answer your question, Hoppy, I think he thinks it's improved from what it was, but they still have to go several steps to continue. Because you remember when we talked to him, we were coming off the field in spring, and we said, what do you think? And he said, don't have a couple of guys yet with breathtaking speed.
Breathtaking speed was the term he used.
He lives for breathtaking speed. Because look in the past. I mean, his guys that were his best are guys that just can make plays in the open field. He feels that the hardest play to make is in the open field in football. So his whole deal oftentimes is designed to get guys just in open field. So if I give me a fast guy, chances are I'll win in a one-on-one.
And guys, we've talked about that forever. In college football, the need for big plays is so massive because it is hard to sustain 12-yard drives. And if you have to mulch and get 4 and 5 and 3 and 1 and 7 yards per carry and march down the field, what generally happens?
Well, if something goes wrong, you get the third long, a hold, a penalty, a personal foul, and it's just you can't do it.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he wants some speed where this line doesn't have to mulch for 12 plays. It has to create a couple seams, and then elite athletes take off and go. And again, Jaheim is one of those guys, and Bowers, from a pure speed perspective, is also one. So I thought that was encouraging, not only that he got in, but that there were results that backed up what he did.
Clay Ash got absolutely rocked.
Oh,
so he didn't come back in after that. So we'll have to see exactly what happens there.
Jet sweep was coming, and the defender took Ash and absolutely drilled him. Might have been a little helmet-to-helmet contact on that one. Nico kept it and took off, but you're right. That was a big hit he absorbed.
Clay Ash, man, he is an absolute anomaly. You do not see guys of that speed, or that size, I should say, that run that hard or that fast. I mean, he is fearless, and I'm happier than heck, that he's here, because he is an outlier in this game where you look at, the prototypical what that guy looks like. No, it's here in your head and your toughness, and he's going to make plays.
And he's worked his tail off the last couple of years. I mean, you don't see a lot of walk-on ball carrier backs. No. Like walk-on fullback, H-back, hybrid type guy. Walk-on ball carriers doesn't happen a whole lot.
I was talking to someone in the program, and they said this dude's wired a little bit different. His whole deal in growing up was he has been put into situations like mountain climbing, rock climbing, hill climbing, like mental toughness stuff. That's like his whole background is all that, which you have to have if you're going to play at this level and not be this enormous, ginormous guy to play in this position. You've got to be just mentally an absolute rock, and I think that's what you got there.
All right, let's jump over to the defense. Again, I'm really impressed with how the defense played, and Hoppy, you said it. Robert Morris almost literally did nothing.
Right.
Just almost literally did nothing yesterday. Highest graded defensive players per PFF. Anybody want to guess on defensive graded players?
Chase Wilson, probably pretty good.
Chase Wilson, very high, number 4 for Chase Wilson. You called his name a lot yesterday.
Frederick Perry.
Frederick Perry, number 3.
Carrico.
A guy we have liked since we did the Jacksonville State Bowl game on national radio when we identified him before we knew his name. Who's that? Remember we said, who's that guy? And is he coming with Rich, hopefully? That was Fred Perry. He did a lot of different things yesterday. He was number 3.
Carrico,
number 5, also had a good game. Number 2, Hammond Russell, one of the guys we
Yes.
do know the name. Hammond was
Yes.
disruptive, Tony.
He was.
2 sacks yesterday. He was a load in the he did what you want a guy in the interior to do. He was a load up front.
I'm going to give you 2, and I hope one of them is right.
Okay, there's only one spot left. There's
I know
the
there
top
is.
5, one spot left.
It's either Devin Grant. Bing, I got it.
No, you didn't get it,
Or-
and I was surprised because when I'm opening the app and my first note I made coming in today, I said defensively, let's talk Devin Grant because I thought Devin Grant was in on 112 tackles and had 8 sacks. Every time I looked up or would hear you, there was Devin Grant. There's 91 Devin Grant. There's Devin Grant.
Can I give you another one?
Yeah, Devin Grant was like 6. He was up there. He had a good game.
I'm probably wrong here, but Edward Kelly?
No, not there.
Not Edward Kelly.
Ben Bogle. Good
Wow,
grade.
I wouldn't have
Ben
had
Bogle,
that.
good grade. Do you have your big charts?
I do.
Can you access those here real quick? Because I want to talk about I thought this was pretty interesting, Hop. And Tony sent me this yesterday so we could try and follow along because there's so many new guys. On Tony's charts here, he has the 2 linebacker positions, and he has 3 names on each side. Middle linebacker, Carrico, Bogle, Ashton Woods, number 33. Other side, Chase Wilson, then Ben Cutter, and number 12, John Lewis. Quick side note, did Ben Cutter have a nice offseason in the weight room?
May have gotten a bit bigger.
It got some arms, Ben Cutter.
Some arms.
All 6 of those guys out of the linebacker position, I have written down before I looked at grades or anything, I had made notes on all 6 of those linebackers making plays. Like, how about that? That's pretty darn good. John Lewis, number 12. Ashton Woods was around a ton of
made
balls.
plays,
I thought all
made
of those
plays.
linebackers had a nice day. 4 sacks. You had 20 all of last season, 98th nationally, and so much of last year's struggles came on the defensive side, Hoppin'. And we know the coverage, and we know the linebackers couldn't cover last year, and we know the defensive backs struggled. Some of that was because you didn't get enough pressure, right? 4 sacks. So not only were you getting pressure, it resulted in some loss, 8 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. There's only 7 teams in the nation that have played one game that have more sacks through those 1 games. Again, small sample size. Stops. I use this stat a lot. This is a PFF stat that is defined as a failure for the offense. So these are generally your best defender by the end of the year will end up with your most stops, okay? Fred Perry led the team yesterday, 4 stops. Chase Wilson right behind with 3. Makes some sense. Those are 2 guys that you probably thought would be right up there. Havoc makes an early return appearance. Havoc, boys. Havoc. Again, these numbers will mature as we move. We'll keep an eye on this.
This will be a big number all year because this whole thing's based on Havoc.
I think West Virginia's defense broke the computer. I'm not sure this is right. Listed as a front 7 Havoc number, 200%.
That's over 100.
Like, I don't even know that.
How can that be?
I don't even know how that can be.
Define Havoc for our listeners.
Yeah, Havoc is a Havoc play would be a tackle for loss, a batted pass, so a deflection, a broken up pass, an interception, a forced fumble, any of those things. Kind of what you would think. A defensive play that created something
They
bad
got him
for
at
the
200.
200%. Had to be wrong.
That's wrong. That can't be right.
Had to be wrong.
Unless it's 200% compared to the last year in a game or something like that.
But here's
200%.
what's not a typo. We've mentioned it twice that Robert Morris almost literally did nothing. Their success rate, I told you what was West Virginia's, 88%?
Yeah.
Robert Morris's success rate, so first down 50% of the yards, by second down 70% of the yards, or a third or fourth down conversion, 0%.
That's low.
There's only one way to go, up for them.
Pretty good defense. And that concludes the first
That's
of
good.
2025.
Those are good
Spread
numbers.
stats.
Yeah, very good. Very good. How much, let me say this, that those are really good numbers. How much do you want to temper those numbers opponent adjusted?
A ton.
A ton, but I think we'll say what we always say in this. We're not coming in here going, well, I don't know about the receivers. Can somebody make a play out there? I mean, we didn't mention Jaden Bray, who I thought had a really solid game and made some catches. We were wondering because we'd heard so much about Jaden, but hadn't seen him play. He came in, made some plays. Man Singleton was targeted a lot. You said his name a bunch yesterday as well. So I think you come in with different guys and pieces that you saw that said, okay, now let's see what you get. Here comes the stair step. Ohio U is going to present more of a challenge, and you go on the road. But I think you saw what you needed to see in game 1 to feel like, okay, reasonable to have bowl season expectations on this team.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group. 3 guys before the game. Coming up, Textual Healing also brought to us in part by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They do sell family fun, and they happen to be celebrating 40 years in business. Located in St. Albans, they are award-winning, consistently named the best in their class throughout the Kanawha Valley and beyond. So if you are interested in the boating world, they sell Avalon pontoon boats, which are absolutely terrific. You know, we've got to finally get that settled, right or wrong, whether or not they have. I think it's right. They have provided to the James Bond movie series all of the pontoons ever used in a James Bond movie. You're checking into that.
Unconfirmed.
Also those G3 John boats do a great job. So if you need anything when it comes to boating, visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. That's LouWendellMarineSales.com. We mentioned Tudor's Biscuits earlier as well. Hoppy did not. I said he did not.
I did not.
Bring any Tudor's Biscuits in the past when we've recorded on these Sunday mornings. He does bring them in.
Well, sometimes.
You were pretty consistent last year.
First game.
Don't forget that if you
I know,
do go
that's
to
why I kind of thought you would.
start a tradition. If you do visit the Tudors, we strongly encourage you to check out those 3 new barbecue sauces. 3 new barbecue sauces. They have got that sriracha, which is just terrific.
Carolina Gold,
the sweet teriyaki. They're all there. They're all available for you. Check them out. Next time you go to a Tudors, try one of those new sauces out, and then let us know. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? All right. I'm not going to jump ahead because we're still doing Robert Morris, but, what's the line going to be?
That's a great question. The power ratings have West Virginia somewhere, preseason power ratings by 10 or so. So I was thinking this line probably somewhere between 7 and 10, West Virginia favored. Ohio, you lost a ton of dudes. They have their quarterback back, Navarro, who's very good, we'll talk about. But they lost a ton. But then I tell you what, They opened the season and they went in there. I'm only through quarter 1 of that game, so I'm going back and watching it. But they lined up against Rutgers and gave them all they could handle.
Yeah,
gave the Fighting Shianos. I mean, Shiano was chopping wood right up to the end to try and get that win. So we'll have to watch. They played pretty well.
The challenge.
But give me an early without. I haven't done any looking at that today to see where the revised power ranking is. But give me somewhere between maybe a 7 and 10.
I'm thrilled.
Probably closer to 7.
I'm thrilled with 2 things. Well, I'm thrilled that Ohio U gave Rutgers everything that they could because that immediately gets your guys
Get your attention.
locked in. Chase Wilson, after the game, in his post-game press conference, said, I did watch the Rutgers game, and I watched Ohio U, and he goes, they're really good.
Yeah.
And they already know about the quarterback. You're going to get a run-pass quarterback this week, and so Zach Alley and that defense are going to be really tested. And so now at least West Virginia has one in the book that they can take a look at and see how Ohio U's running their stuff. So this is going to be a fun chess match coming up this weekend to see how West Virginia's defense, which seems to have some really good speed.
Agree.
Coach Wallace, who's watched a lot of football through the years, immediately looked at West Virginia and said, defense, fast.
It's a great point because it should have started with this too. That's really, I agree with that. As you looked just out at the defense, don't worry about numbers or who was doing it. They just felt fast and athletic, right? They were running to the ball. They were around. I think that's a good assessment there. They do look faster. Rich mentioned he watched some of that Ohio U Rutgers game too. I'm anxious to get into this because the flip side of that, though, I thought that Ohio U offense looked very good, and their new head coach, their former offensive coordinator, we had their bowl game as well, and they looked very good. Defensively, though, Rutgers ran on them. So Ohio U, I mean, you might want to strap in because you're getting a heavy dose of.
So here you go.
Here you go, some big boy running.
Here you go, taunting these guys.
It was
not
not a
them
taunt.
already.
Not a taunt, just saying.
I won't be able to go in there to Athens, and they're going to point at me and say, there's the guy that's talking smack against the Bobcats.
Did not, all due respect, and did not talk smack. Said you're going to get a heavy dose of the ball on the ground.
A big focus week because people around them are going to say, boy, I can't wait till Pitt comes in. Can't wait till the Pitt game. I mean, Brad, and Tony, we're at the tailgate. People are already talking about the Pitt game.
Well, so that's what we'll just tell you what we're going to open the preview with. This is, by definition, a trap game.
Absolutely.
You're off a great performance in an opener against an inferior opponent. Now you're on the road at a tricky place with a good, experienced quarterback, and you have your biggest rival and a massive game on deck. Yeah, it's the definition. So what's this team able to do? Can you go make it a business trip? This is a business trip, Hoppy, as they say.
Yes.
Well, heck, they're going all the way up there to Columbus to spend Friday night.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't stay in Athens. They don't have what they need there as far as hotels go, so they're going to go to Columbus.
We'll be a nice contingent of Mountaineer fans at that game.
Yeah,
I already talked to a few people that already have bought season tickets in order to have their ticket.
I talked to something. We'll get into this food court that we did this weekend as well. Also, something else is trending. And again, I really wish you would apologize to me about attacking me when I announced that we were going to be doing things with Buffalo Wild Wings. You guys jumped all on me, and I said, it's not done yet. It's not done. Well, it's done, and now the thing's exploding.
I mean, you missed the details on it, but it is exploding, and it was a great event.
All right, let's do.
You were right about that.
Let's do this.
It was.
He missed the details, as usual.
Well,
as
yeah.
usual.
I mean, he's
not
lucky.
a detailed guy.
It's lucky.
I'm drowning you guys out with my music.
I noticed that. Do you know there's a story today on the CBS website? I'll have to check with Ben Kirchhoff about that. What is Kalen DeBoer's buyout?
I knew that was not going to be a good day for them fellas.
Saban, if I got the number right, I don't remember where I saw this. I'm sorry, I can't attribute it. Saban was like 132-2 at Alabama when he was a 10-point or more favorite, or maybe it was 14 or more favorite. Poor Kalen DeBoer just 4-4.
Yeah, it's not going to go well.
Kalen DeBoer's a really good football coach.
But what's the rule? What's the rule? What's the rule? You don't want to be the guy after the guy, and that is the guy of all guys. That ain't going to go well. Ain't going to go well. 3 guys before the game. It's time for textual healing.
Wait,
Let's do this.
That can't be right. Alabama lost yesterday?
Yes.
Was that a conference game? They only lose the SEC. Nobody beats the SEC.
They
lost a conference game?
No, it was a non-conference game they lost.
Oh.
Time for textual healing, which is brought to us by episode800.com. You can reach us via the text line at 304-404-4083. Why'd that music stop so fast? I'm going back. I'm going to play it again. 304-404-4083. Whenever you need. So people have chimed in. Let's do some of these texts. Visit our site, by the way, episode800.com. A lot of people that I met this weekend, they drink our coffee from Game Day Grind, from Mountaineer Roasting, the popcorn, and all that kind of stuff. So let's...
Connection 304, huge hit.
Yeah.
We'll get into the thanks, but Michelle and Jim were there from Parkersburg Brew Company again, pouring it out. They were awesome. Beer was great.
Okay, so we get a great deal of texts during the course of the week and between shows, and especially when it comes to games. So not every text is used. Try to get the general theme of the game. Whether your text is used or not, we certainly appreciate you listening and chiming in. Here we go. Roger up there in Maine.
Okay.
Up in Maine.
Yeah.
Goal 1 was to establish the culture, and I think they were well on their way to accomplishing that. I loved seeing the defense swarm to the ball again. I only saw a couple where someone coverage was in the secondary was out of place. The errors were all things that can be cleaned or fixed. I feel the same way about the fumbles, fixable. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Slow start, but basically a totally new roster, new system, but they played well in the second half. I feel the O-line will improve every week, start to build on what looks to be a solid foundation. My biggest takeaway, though, was this. Jaheim White, watching him run and deliver the hits instead of taking the hits, pushing guys back while dealing others behind him. To me, he was setting the tone for what hard edge is meant to look like on offense. In my opinion, looked like he's going 100% every play, leading by example when it comes to hard edge culture.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we discussed that, and I think you're exactly right. Thank you, Roger. Glenn from Glenn Ferris writes, Scopes. Hello! Mid-game text here. Recalling your unprovoked attack on hyenas in a recent episode, as I sit on my back porch right now enjoying a beautiful Georgia afternoon, West Virginia hot dogs, an adult beverage or 5, enjoying the world champion Mountaineers on MSN, I was shocked to hear you describe the WVU defense as a pack of hyenas at the 6-minute mark in the second quarter. So what is it? You pro-hyena or not?
That's a good job. I don't think Glenn from Glenn Ferris is his real name, but that's a good text.
I am pro-hyena when it comes to attacking something that I want attacked. I am anti-hyena when I feel that they're unnecessarily attacking something they shouldn't be attacking.
Well, that's a good one. So you want it both ways.
He just said, I'm pro-hyena when they're attacking something I want attacked.
Yeah.
So the opposing ball carrier, you want...
Go get you some. Yeah. Go get you some. But, don't be playing with people.
You want them swarming and circling and yipping.
But don't be doing that to people that are, you shouldn't be messing with.
I'll take the macro on that. You've got you have fixations, and right now you have like a hyena fixation, and you're just going to apply it however you want to apply it. If it's a negative, you apply it. If it's a positive, you apply it. It's all emanating from hyena.
I have to say, that was a good explanation by him. That was a really good explanation. When he wants something attacked, he likes hyenas.
He's pro-hyena.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I don't want to attack, you better stay away. That lion going to come again and put one of them in their mouth and just start swinging it around. Michael and Culloden. Remember, he made that fudge. That was his wife made the fudge. That was great.
Fudge.
I will admit, at the half, I was thinking this year is going to be a disaster. But after the second half and some hard pondering, the first half was not going to be good regardless. This team may very well continue to improve through the year, barring injuries. Let's go.
You're allowed to improve.
You are.
You are allowed to improve.
And they improved in the second half.
Yeah,
they got better.
Let's just relax. First time out. Just relax.
And again, opponent adjusted for the umpteenth time. But you were curious to see how they were going to come out in the second half because you were holding your breath. So I'm like, is this going to be like a 20-10 game and you're not going to feel good? But they came out and like, whew.
It's just wild, though, the expectations that sometimes go along with this. I mean, of course they're going to get better. They had not played in a game, and that group had not played together. Okay, it looked a little off at the beginning. Yeah, get better.
I was incorrect, and during the first half when those fumbles happened, I said, don't know if they repainted the locker room walls in the offseason, but when Rich goes in there at halftime, that paint's coming off of those walls, and Rich specifically said at postgame, like, I didn't go in there and take the paint off the walls. and Jed was in there, and Jed said, he was like, hey, guys, that was about as bad as we could possibly play. Like, we're doing everything. So I think why Rich didn't lose his mind, he felt they were playing hard to his definition of hard, and he said, hey, the mistakes, stop doing the mistakes, and we're going to be totally fine. They went back out there. That
so
was
a couple that you were controlling the game, and so live betting looks exactly like that. Like if you're doing live betting right, you're looking at that game going, this is what was it at halftime? 10-0, 10-3.
10-3.
10-3, and you go, well, give me the live line here. I mean, West Virginia's dominating this game. It's 3 plays that are probably not going to repeat themselves. Happened last night in Clemson LSU. Clemson led at the half. By the way, Cade Klubnik was kind of hyena-esque. He was doing a lot of yapping early, and he probably should not have been. If you were watching that, LSU looked like a team like, they're not scoring here, but LSU's the better team. What happens? They come through and won it. So I thought that was first half versus second half.
Texter, gentlemen, halftime thought. I did not like the booing of the team as it left the field.
Oh, was there booing?
There was. Mm-hmm. And I thought, yeah, that's a good point. So here's the deal. Again, now that everyone's getting paid and the whole thing, you're probably leaning more toward, okay, it's probably going to happen more. But that was not the situation to boo because, in my opinion, you boo when like there's lackadaisical effort and people are just nonchalant about things. Those fumbles were some helmets hitting the ball, and those are mistakes. But statistically, you were absolutely mulching them. Like, that was not the time.
I agree. I didn't like the booing there. However, watching the game, you're doing the game. We're all watching the game. That was really, really difficult to watch when they fumbled 3 consecutive times or 3 out of 4 times. That was just weird.
It's frustrating.
And you go, what is happening here? So, I mean, there is a natural, passionate reaction to that.
Yeah, I get it. But
frankly, it would have been worse if it had been 10-3 and they had not fumbled because then you'd be going, wow, you can't dominate this team. So,
yeah. Charlie from Midlothian, bet not too many people, had Robert Morris and his West Virginia connection on their bingo card that you guys mentioned, Hoppy mentioned on Thursday's podcast.
Elite story.
If only he had kept the mineral rights, as Brad suggested, he would have made tons of more money from Cole.
He would have.
Good way to start the season. Glad it got going second half. Scotty Fox probably made a lot of people happy with that TD run. So he took it over to the
kicked the spread over there. Yeah.
Yeah. You think some of those people that were booing at the end of the first half may have had $1 or $2 on that? Probably.
Maybe.
Question and
they hit that live line right with that live line.
Got a situation here. Question and comment. Go Mart in Flatwoods. Mm-hmm. What is the story? Is it the right Twix versus the left Twix? I went into the one on the left side and saw the 7-foot Slim Jim, then got back on 79, head north to Morgantown, but I couldn't help but think the 10-foot Slim Jim that Tony talks about might have been on the right side. Go Mart. Is there a preference for you guys? Which Go Mart do you go to in Flatwoods? The left side one or the right side one?
Well, it depends on which way you're going, left and right.
Question. It's a great question.
I mean, that puts you into a quandary because there's two Go-Marts right next to each other. One there, one there.
Yeah,
I mean,
right in the geographic center of the state. They're in Flatwoods, of course. I'm left.
Which way are you going?
I
like the left side of our line, so I run heavy left.
Okay.
I run heavy left when I go there.
I'm a left. If you're going south, I'm a left side guy as well.
Yeah. By the way, he ends this by saying, comment, after hearing about Russell Johnson, the author from West Virginia that lives in North Carolina, I picked up his first book in the Mountaineer series. Remember, you sent us those books.
Yes.
And it was awesome. I just finished the second and ordered the third.
Oh, good book report.
Don't know if you know this, but we'll show some pictures coming up here from the food court. Russell Johnson's dad was at the food court.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Really?
There. Yeah. Texter, Scopes, Dean Emeritus, and Senator, y'all talk about Rev Kev's barbecue boxes, and they are excellent. But you can't be sleeping on the 3 meat plates with 2 sides. Wowza, that is a lot of great meat. And yes, meat coma is a real possibility.
So we only talked for a brief minute yesterday while you were there. I would have talked to you sooner, but I looked over and saw him buried in the corner just inhaling something. Did you go biscuit? Yeah. Sold out before I got my order in on the biscuits. That was good, wasn't it?
That was the breakfast biscuit.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
did you put
breakfast
egg?
biscuit.
Did you put the egg on it? Yeah.
Biscuit, brisket, pepper jack cheese
Yeah,
with
good.
a fried egg on top of it.
Good order.
Nice.
Good order. He sold out of those fast. I couldn't get in.
He wanted my mom to make more there for the pit game.
Well, I'm gonna get me one there. I went a little brisket and chicken. It was very good.
He sold out of brisket yesterday.
We sold out everything. I mean, he was.
Well,
it was
I
rolling.
got chicken late.
Yeah, I got chicken late too.
Yeah.
And brisket.
Texter, is widely reported on the podcast, one game does not make a trend, but a few observations. Is it possible West Virginia might actually continue to defer when winning the flip? Opening the second half with that impressive drive was a great reset after all those fumbles in quarter 2. Is West Virginia where kickers go when they are tired of kicking the ball all the way into the end zone 65% of the time like they have historically done? One ball made it to the end zone on Saturday. Texter, having a 235-pound quarterback who isn't afraid to push his face into a fan sure does help the execution of the tush push. Great time of the year. Love the pod. Doug and Winfield. Now let's talk about the tush push.
Yes.
How about that formation?
Yeah, I like it.
A flying saucer.
I like it.
Hey,
Right?
at the household yesterday, Karen Kirchhoff was trying to come up with a Mountaineer, West Virginia related name.
Former advertising person, Karen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's got a list of 20. I should probably bring it in. But did you guys talk about that? That we need a Mountaineer, West Virginia related name for the tush push.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking something out loud with the Mothman. Try to get the Mothman involved.
No, thank you.
Texter,
All
rate
due
my
respect
plate.
to the Mothman.
This is someone that was listening to the game out of state. Rate my plate. Hickory smoked baby back ribs, topped with a bourbon peach sauce, sautéed onions, and beer bread made with Connection 304. Well, thank you. Tell you what, I did notice this when I looked at that picture earlier. He goes with a very wide onion. There's a very wide cut on that onion. I was like, those aren't like slivered onions. Those are like some wide
Those aren't
onions.
diced. Those are not diced, correct?
No, that's a big cut.
That's
It
good
looks
looking.
fantastic. We'll give you 5 stars.
And
Texter, hello, Zach in Lake Tahoe. Oh, this is a good question. Can we discuss what happened with the weird fair catch by Robert Morris in the first quarter? Yeah, so ball comes in, fielded about 2 yards into the end zone. Dude takes off, takes it up, I think, to the 16-yard line. Penalty marker comes down. And the officials say there was a signal of a fair catch, so that's illegal touch. So the rule is you take the ball where the fair catch was called for. It was called for, made the T, by one of the up men.
Right.
So the ball was fielded at the 2, so it becomes a touchback because the play is dead upon the receipt of the ball after the signal was made. Where was the signal made? It was made in the end zone, so it's a touchback. So they enforced the rule properly, but what they erred on was as soon as that cat started running the ball out of the end zone, they should have blown their whistles and said, no, the play's dead. It's out to the 20-yard line. But they let the cat run out to the 16. That's what led to the confusion.
So the up guy can signal the fair catch.
Anyone on the field can go
Anyone
like
can
this, and
signal
the
the fair
play's
catch.
dead.
And the official was looking right at it, but didn't call it.
Right. That's the only thing I think those officials, when they go through their review, they're going to go, no, that should have been blown dead. The guy should not be allowed to run out there after that's done. Plays dead.
And on the fumble, where they initially looked at it and for West Virginia and said it wasn't a fumble, they looked at it and said it was. That was the right call, too. They got that right. That was a fumble.
That was correct.
So how did they make the initial call?
The initial call was it wasn't, and then they looked at it again somewhere. So again, you're looking at it upstairs, and you're looking at it at Mission Control in Texas. Mm-hmm. So someone went like, wait. Actually, he did fumble it. Let me get another look at that. Well, no, he fumbled it. Would have benefited West Virginia if they just kind of played on. But
is there... Okay, I'm just thinking out loud. But
I think when they go to review themselves this week, they're going to go like, we should have never said it wasn't a fumble.
You always go the other way.
Yeah.
You always rule fumble first, because if you blow the play dead, the recovery of the fumble could get messed up.
Yeah.
But if you take a punt, if you signal a fair catch,
yes,
and you take the punt and you run, you're going to get flagged. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on the kickoff, if it was a legitimate fair catch call.
Plays dead.
Oh, so the play, okay.
Plays dead right then.
All right.
Yeah. Ben in Chicago, I want you to run all of your text today through AI and then tell me how many times the word fumble is used. I would put the over-under at 49.5. I didn't do it, but yeah, pretty close. Texter, hey, hit the over on the quarterback, fellas. Yeah, hammered.
Yes, they did.
Andrew in Little Rock, Arkansas, by the way of Parkersburg South. All right, so let's reconsider a realistic now quarterback over-under for the season. Over-under. How many quarterbacks we will see in the game at the same time? 2.5 is the number. Under. That's an easy one.
But on this quarterback thing, that Robert Morris game, you're not going to have a game like that again this season. So it may be hard to get to that fourth quarterback, okay? Unless you have an injury.
It may be hard to get 4, but that multiple are coming. Multiple are coming.
Okay.
I mean, again, you could see it, guys. As great a game as Nico had, Jalen Henderson and Scotty Fox brought you a little something different. I mean, Wilkins did as well, but you're right. It's going to be hard to get to 4, but those guys bring some different skill sets in there. Mm-hmm. Change of pace, jumpstart the offense. I mean, Nico's probably not going to be able to complete 88% of his passes or whatever the heck that was. So at some point, you might need, like a basketball team, Tony, bringing a guy off the bench. You need some shooting. You might put somebody in there that normally, like, get somebody in there, get something going, need a little spark. I think you're going to see guys.
No, I think so too. Yeah.
And also, if Nico's going to run 12 times a game or more, you're going to get a little nicked up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Rich knows that.
Yeah, which is why you have multiple guys ready to go.
That's why he hasn't got it. 3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by the good folks at Mart. We'll talk more about them coming up here in just a little bit, but we do encourage you strongly to download the Mart app, where you immediately begin saving on your food and your fuel. Check it out. Multiple Marts, obviously, across the state. That's where we go, and it's a winner. Get that app. I mean, it's really fun, actually, to kind of do that thing, because they just kind of send you reminders. Hey, you go get yourself free this, and go get yourself free that, and start rolling up those points. Texter, here comes a heater. He writes it. Here comes a heater. Some may be disappointed in the fumbles, but here are the all times that West Virginia has gone over 625 yards of offense in the history of West Virginia football.
Wow.
So West Virginia, what did we finish? Our total offense was what yesterday?
I don't know how
6 something, obviously.
I'll check.
I can check. I got it right here. I had it right here. Total offense by West Virginia was... That was first half. We'll get it for you. Here
I'll get it.
Anyway, so let's do this thing. Texter says...
Because you ran for nearly 4 bills.
Right. Why is this hard? Total offense, West Virginia, 625.
Okay.
It's only happened at West Virginia... Rarely. Neil did it once. Dana 11 times. Rich did it just once.
11 times.
Yeah. Oh, Dana. We had 95,000 yards in that Baylor game when it was 70-63.
That's pretty wild.
Dana did it 11. Rich did it just once in his first stint as head coach.
2 times.
Or 2 times.
Rich 1.0
Rich 1.0 did it 2 times.
Yep.
All due respect to Bob Morris, but that's still a pretty good stat. Signed by Ryan in Martinsburg. Yeah, that is significant when you get up there.
By the way, didn't Rich tie Holgerson yesterday for wins?
Yeah, second all time.
61?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, Brad?
Yes.
Okay.
And that would be his 191st career victory for Rich. So he's 9 away from 200.
That's still, but you know what's weird too? Of course, it's going to be eclipsed here, hopefully next week. But that Dana Holgerson's the second winningest coach at West Virginia. That
yeah, truly is. It is wild. Yeah, it is wild. Hey, 3 guys, great day to be a Mountaineer. I started it off by taking in the food court and having conversations with Brad and Hoppy about expectations for the season, our family farm, Brad's glorified golf cart, also known as a Jeep Wrangler. Overall, great day to be a Mountaineer, and thank you guys for all the entertainment and great food. Signed by Matthew in Morgantown via Grafton.
Yes.
So there's nice folks there, Hoppy.
They are great. Those the 2 boys are twins, and they're both students at WVU.
Really?
The mom and dad live just outside of Grafton. They have a farm there of a couple hundred acres, beef farmers, and we talked a lot of farming.
The guys there are the ones that made us our keychains. Those 3 guys' keychains they carved in. That's those guys.
Great, thank you guys. This was this next
By
one.
the way, one of the brothers dropped a Pete Thamel on me.
Good. Taunted you?
Me. Yeah, taunted me.
Good,
Taunted
like that a lot. I cackled, by the way, yesterday afternoon when everyone in the booth was all aflutter. Hey, Pete Thamel's reporting that Nico Marchio is going to be the starting quarterback. And I went, oh, really? I could have told you that 3 weeks ago. It's amazing. Anyway, Carson, the 3 guys' baby, finally got to meet up with 2 of the guys. Appreciate you guys for being so cool. Hopefully we can get up with Brad at the next one. Also, huge thanks to Homeless Dave for arranging everything with the meetup. Let's go Mountaineers. Also, that's our son Wyatt. He didn't mean to leave him out. Super excited. So there we go, Brad.
Yeah.
That's the baby that we did the gender reveal on. And there's Wyatt, the young fella there on the right-hand side next to Hoppy. And Hoppy's hat was absolutely
Hoppy wearing there?
his chapeau. A very nice chapeau. That little baby, man, baby's got more hair than Kercheval, and it's not even close.
That's a lot of hair.
It's not.
So thanks very much. It was great meeting you guys. You know what? Why don't we just do this? We took a gazillion and 4 pictures at the food court this weekend. We had some unbelievable conversations with folks.
Yes.
Braden, our producer extraordinaire. Braden, let's go through that montage of pics, if you could. So for no rhyme or reason, here are some of the pictures coming out of the food court. There's the senator with 2.
Joy and Jeannie.
Oh, you knew their names. Lovely
Joy and
ladies.
Jeannie.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. You can just keep flipping through these, Braden. Once again, Senator.
Stop right there for a second because I want to say something about these guys. That's Terry on the left as you're looking at it to my right, and then Blake on the right. He's stationed with the USS Wasp Navy in Roanoke. So thank you for his service. It was great talking to those guys. He's in Rhode Island right now for school, Blake is, but loved catching up with those 2 guys.
I had a great conversation.
Relation to former offensive line coach Herb Hand.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Cousin.
Herbert Hand.
Yeah.
I had a great conversation with him. He's in charge, Brad, of the entire, like the engines of a ship. The engines of a ship. They have like 5 diesel engines. He gave me some great intel on that.
That was back. Braden, can you put that back up? That's Gary from Pittsburgh. He was down, so we enjoyed talking to him.
So you and Hoppy got to meet him. All right. What else we got here on the picture? Oh, that's a stunner right there. There's Dr. Pellegrino. Right?
Yeah, he was there. Yeah,
good to see Dr. Pellegrino.
Yeah, Dr.
That was Friday. Yeah, I missed
That
him.
was Friday.
Also, you know who else is in that picture?
Go ahead.
My former elite 5-star lawn guy that entered the transfer portal, and now my lawn's horrific.
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah, Parker's there.
And Morgan from Morgantown.
Morgan from Morgantown. Yeah. These guys are great.
Chad Moore on the left, and that's Frank Moore on the right, former WVU sports management graduate that has gone on to do big boy things. It's fun catching up with him. Haven't seen Frank in a long time. He was here in the late 90s. He is now out in L.A., works for CAA.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, you heard of them?
I heard of that.
Heard of CAA before?
Yeah, heard of that. Yeah. So
he dropped a good line. He was talking about his daughters just learning to drive. He says, and he wasn't
in
doing
LA.
He wasn't doing it to brag. Yeah, he said you get work on our permit, going out to get practice. Their practice parking or practice driving spot, the Rose Bowl.
Probably got a few spaces.
Very often.
Yeah. So again, you can kind of roll through these, Braden, and unless these guys know every name. Look at that, there's a cute little cheerleader there. Family's coming in. It was a good. It's a good deal, man. Family fun. You see Kercheval just holding court in his total comfort zone around people. He's really come out of his shell thanks to the food court. By the way, the food court presented to us by Clear Mountain Bank, and they're absolutely fantastic. And I was going to kind of get to this a little bit. I think we've created something, as usual on this program, unintentionally.
Okay.
And that is, Braden, you can kind of keep flipping with have we
Keep
talked
going,
about our Buffalo Wild Wings thing yet?
We have not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Keep rolling there, Braden.
Yeah, let's just kind of roll through them. Kercheval, I mean, those are nice people, great people there. And then that was right when I was leaving yesterday.
Todd from Starbucks is how he identified himself.
Kanawha City.
Every time we've been to the Charleston Starbucks, Todd's there.
Yeah, Charleston, not Kanawha. No.
So Charleston.
So look at this.
Wait, we're going to be missing a picture.
Well, wait a second. So Go Mart, we just go to the Go Mart thing. That's what I was talking about. Like on that app, like they just tell you, just walk in here and just get yourself free coffee, fountain drink, whatever you want, free single bag. They just get the app and they just like they just hit you up.
I told you the other day when I went in to check on the man trip stuff, I had a free drink. So I just went and got a drink. Jeremy at the Postal Plaza,
Sure.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I talk about the Postal Plaza one coming up here in just a little bit.
You know, you constantly accuse me of not being social. And I think I'm dispelling that. And I was there Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, the weather was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There was, as you know, I'm into the vibe now. What is the vibe? And the vibe is just friendly and upbeat and happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not drunken behavior. We have beer, but it's not drunken
Family.
behavior.
They got little kids
It's
running around
family.
there. It's family oriented.
So it's just a really nice environment. I enjoy it.
Mountaineer fans are everywhere. Stopped by the Lighthouse Restaurant in Sausalito, California for lunch while I was on the West Coast driving tour. Sitting at a table, proudly wearing his Mountaineer hat, was Steve Degley and his wife from Tampa, Small World. Signed by Tim. He's a grad at WVU, 1973. So we had a picture there as well. Guy's out in California. He's got his West Virginia hat on. Has the hat on there, and guy comes up to him right there in Sausalito. It's a nice place to visit, I would think. Sausalito,
Just
California.
north of San Francisco.
Yeah, is that what it is, Hoppy?
Yeah,
North
just
of
across
San
the bridge,
Francisco.
I believe, yeah.
So do we have that picture, Braden? Signed by Tim. Two people, guy in a white hat, West Virginia hat on the left, older gentleman on the right. I shouldn't probably said older gentleman. It was a young guy and an older guy. I mean, I would qualify as an older guy as well, as I try to run that back really.
There's one.
Well, listen. Those guys there, you don't know the story because this was Friday. So we've got dad on the right-hand side, son on the left-hand side. That gentleman turns 80 years old today.
Yes, that's right.
Awesome.
That's
Turns
right.
80 years old today, Brad. And you know what? Like I shook his hand, and I could instantly tell when I shook his hand, like the dude was like rock and coal miner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Former coal miner. And I said, "You work out or you do something?" He said, "Yeah, I walk 2 miles every day." And basically, what I wanted to say is this. And I told him, I said, you're going to turn 80 on Sunday. You would whip Kercheval's ass right now. Wouldn't even be close.
It wouldn't be close.
Wouldn't be close. He was one of those guys.
I tell you what, though, give Kercheval, both of those guys in good shape for their age. I'll give him credit.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
Hoppy's
thank
in good shape. Hoppy just rode 406 miles on a bicycle.
By the way,
Well, real quick, Braden, we're going to do some production on the fly. If Braden can check what I just sent him there, can he get a couple pictures up? I can't believe there's no picture of what I just sent him. See if he can get that up there.
You talking about your very special visitor to the food court?
Yeah, there we go.
oh, yeah.
There we go.
President Benson came to the food court. How awesome is that?
Awesome. Just rolled right over by himself.
Yep.
Just walked across the
Wait,
street.
he didn't have any handlers?
No
Nope.
handlers.
Nope. He just walked over.
No special transportation. Just getting his steps in. Just walked over and jumped in and started working the crowd and talking to everybody.
We all saw him Friday evening, right, at an event. And, spoke to him briefly. And then I saw one of his people, and I said, wouldn't it be great if we could get him down to the tailgate? I said, how about the pit game? And she said, we'll make that happen. That's a busy weekend, but we'll make that happen. And I said, he's really getting out there. And then literally hours later, Brad, he just comes rolling in, just walking into the tailgate, hung around for about 15 or 20 minutes, got his picture made. And again, you got to see how he does at running a major, major institution. But he is doing, to me, all the right things early, and that is getting out meeting people, letting people see who he is, and understanding what it is to be a West Virginian and to be the head of this flagship institution. I mean, he is checking all those boxes.
He, the episode after he was on, you were asking about how we referred to the administration downtown when I used to work in athletics as downtown. It was just it was a catch-all category, not derogatory in any way. Just when we were, have you sent the press release downtown for approval? Does downtown, we're going downtown for a meeting. Downtown needs to see us. Downtown's coming out. It's just downtown. President Benson yesterday, guys, tweeted after his appearance at the food court. He said, "Downtown approves of the Three Guys food court."
so he liked it.
Showing a little personality.
So
there.
he liked it. You know what?
Now he didn't get to eat. He will eat when he comes back at the next one.
Yeah.
Well, here's something else.
Thank you to President Benson for coming.
Yeah. So we're going to do the food court for the Pitt game, and we're going to have live music there. We didn't have live music. We just had streaming music this past weekend. Now, do you think maybe we get a keyboard out there and let the president play for us, maybe a song or two, because he's an accomplished pianist.
Yeah.
Well, he's busy. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
Now, so the thing that I started, I first reported on this program that we were going to do a Thursday show this year before home games.
Yes,
and it's going to be a live show. And we did the first one at Buffalo Wild Wings. We will be back.
What night was that? What night was that? Because you reported we were going to do Thursday before home games, is what he reported.
But
what the first one was on what night, though? I'm sorry?
Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to do...
Now it's Thursday moving forward.
We're going to go forward. We're going to do a live 2-hour show from 6 until 8 on the night before home football games. So our next one at Buffalo Wild Wings at Suncrest Town Center. Some refer to it as the old Orchard Bypass area. We're going to be there before the Pitt game. And what I wanted to tell you was I told a lot of people over the weekend that are from out of state that come in to start their weekend, I said, come to Buffalo Wild Wings on Thursday between 6 and 8, and we're going to have a fun time. So we had the event, and Kercheval did trivia. And that was memorable. And also, people have been asking us, and Hoppy, you know this, I didn't think a lot of people would sign up for the Blazing Wing Challenge.
You said none would.
Yeah.
You said none.
Right. I was baiting them, which is a sauce, which is ghost, scorpion, and Carolina Reaper mixed together. We had 4 people do the challenge. You have to eat 10 of those wings in 5 minutes. 4 people tried it. 3 successfully ate the 10 wings in 5 minutes, which is amazing. And
in fairness, one guy had to play hurt because he
one
bit
guy
his tongue.
did it. The guy that didn't get it done literally was trying to chomp on those wings really fast to get started, bit his tongue.
How hot and much did that hurt with that Carolina Reaper seeping right into where you bit your tongue?
That set him back.
He had a hard edge. He had a hard edge. He finished the competition.
He did.
Of the 4, 3 had previously tried to do it. The gentleman who bit his tongue had successfully done it in the past, which shows you past success does not indicate future success.
And sometimes you don't improve from week 1 to week 2.
The one guy that John, the first guy that said I'm in, I said, do you like hot foods? He said, when I go to an Indian restaurant, they say, how hot do you want it? And I say to them, ruin my life. That's what he tells them.
Yeah.
Says, ruin my life. And he did it. But the other guy who had never, ever even thought about doing a contest, he crushed him. Yeah. He won the contest.
I talked to him afterward. I said, how you feel? And he said, I'm fine. He said, it was hard to breathe afterward for a while. But I said, how did you? He said, I thought I'd have a chance because I eat really fast. That was his key, was eating fast. Yeah. So, Tony, the fact that, because you were kind of egging him on because he'd never done it before.
Right.
So he was a long shot, Brad, he was a long shot winner.
Agreed. Very impressive. So 4 guys, 3 completed.
So what happens on the next one? Like, I think the one guy is going to come back.
The guy who won?
Yeah, he said he was going to defend his world championship, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And the guy who said he goes to the Indian restaurant, I saw him too. And he said, Brad, he was hurt because he had a big lunch. So he's going to be better prepared. I think he'll come back.
He wants to go again.
He wants to go again. He wants a second chance.
We had a fun time.
You know, Brad?
That was. Did you say that's the Clear Mountain folks helped us with that again? That was great.
Clear Mountain
Dave and Stacy Thomas, they were there.
They were there.
Friday. They came to the food court, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was, it was really good, and
we had fun.
I mean, well, that's kind of what this thing is. I mean, we had our birthday there.
Oh, we had music.
Those guys were
the two
good.
sides.
Two sides were fantastic.
They were fantastic.
We'll have live music again.
So the Thursday before the Pitt game, 6 to 8, Suncrest Town Center, Buffalo Wild Wings.
And we're going to change it a little bit.
What's that? What are we doing? Wait, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Right, this is unconfirmed.
We're going to change it a little bit. I think that we're still going to have guests. Okay, we're still going to have guests, but I think we need to have more interactive stuff.
Okay.
So we're going to make a change in the trivia.
That might have been the single worst thing we've ever done was Kirchhoff's trivia.
Ever.
Ouch.
I mean, Hop, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be transparent. You just did not handle that well. And you got one wrong.
Most of the time.
All-time leading receiver. The kid answered Tavon. You yelled him and said it was Stedman. It is Tavon. So you had an answer wrong in addition to the mismanagement of the questions.
Yeah, it was not. I'll say this. It was not, that I need to improve.
Well, maybe you improved the most from week 1 to week 2.
I'm gonna work on that. I understand. I'm gonna get back to the basics. Work on it.
So trivia, wing eating contest, other things. And we'll, of course, talk about the Pitt game as well.
Yeah. Texter says, I stopped by the Postal Plaza Go-Mart to fill up with gas on Wednesday, and I saw I had free items on my app. I walked into the store to claim my items, and I thought, hey, thanks, three guys. Also, they did not have any Connection 304. I was hoping to grab some for Saturday. Do they usually have 304 at that location?
Efforting.
Oh, they don't have
Efforting. That's a smaller store in terms of cooler space.
Yeah.
So we're efforting. It's one of the few Go-Marts that does not have Connection 304 at this time. But we're efforting.
We have to get it in the Kroger, too.
Did you notice the historic 50?
Go-Mart's all over. Yeah, plenty of stops for Go-Mart. It's all over.
All right, so Go-Mart.
Easy to get.
So
yeah,
go
just
to
go
Go-Mart. Okay.
Easy to get.
Did you notice the historic 50-50 drawing during the game?
That was kind of under-publicized there. We didn't talk about that, but I did see that out there.
So the state legislature in this last session approved that you could have a 50-50 drawing at athletic events.
Oh.
So West Virginia had its first ever 50-50 drawing, and they kind of they did kind of hide the lead. I mean, they did have a graphic, but it wasn't like a massive in this historic moment, our first 50-50. They said 50-50 drawing. It paid out a little under $8,000.
Okay.
About $7,700.
The winner got that.
The winner received. Payout was $7,700. So total money in was about $15,000.
That's a nice day at the ballpark if you walk out with 8G.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So someone had texted in and said, now, can you get an arm's length of those tickets? And no. This is digital. You buy these digitally, right? You kind of do a card and the whole thing. Like in the old school, you go to a volunteer fire department and you can just give them the old, give me an arm's length of tickets, right? That's big. Kind of like that motion you have to make when it comes to a fair catch. Yeah, you do the same thing. You do that right there. But
so did they give the 50 that the university keeps? Did they give that to Nico? That was what we were pushing for, right?
No, it goes to a budget. I mean, it goes into a pot.
Well, we were pushing for a 50-50, and you give it to the player.
Yeah, but Brad keeps yelling at me every time I kind of bring that up to say someone should do that. But I think that it's coming.
It might be coming. I don't know that you can. It might be the one rule that's in place right now.
All right. So
if you look under NCAA, there's one rule.
Don't do a 50-50 that goes to a player.
Let me
that's
ask.
unconfirmed, but I think that's what it is.
Got it.
Let me ask you guys this. So you say what we learned about West Virginia was they're not going to be bad, but you don't know how good. That's fair. What about
that's fair.
What about the rest of the league? What about Colorado's loss to Georgia Tech at home?
Yeah, don't know. I would have liked, from a league perception standpoint, for Baylor to be able to beat Auburn. That's a team that Hugh Freeze are talking about being on the hot seat. I would have liked to seen Colorado. We know Colorado's in a rebuilding phase. You lost the Heisman Trophy winner. You lost Sanders. Would have liked them. Each of those teams losing to visiting teams. They were both at home and didn't protect the home field. Is it a death knell to the league? No, it's not. But for a league that's going to need some perception because the national media is so SEC and top of Big Ten bias, I would have liked to have seen those wins come through. They just did not. And Kansas State, again, those international games, man, are tough. You go over there and lose. Kansas State is lucky that it got out of there. It almost chunked one up to North Dakota the other day on a tough second game after being in Ireland. They found a way to win. So we'll see. Disappointed in the Baylor performance, though, on a big stage.
Same thing. And Kansas State, that boy, they just they narrowly got out of there with that win. I thought that.
I'm sorry. One second on Dylan Edwards. Did you guys see this? We don't have to dwell on it. I know this is already turning into a telethon today. But Dylan Edwards, one of their prize returning guys, he looked like he got dinged early in that game in Ireland. Put out there that he's transferring.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
When did that come out? Yesterday?
This is unconfirmed. I haven't triple checked my sources there, but saw that something out there that he was transferring.
I thought that Colorado's defense
sitting out this year, medical redshirt, they're not coming back.
I thought Colorado's defense looked bad. I thought their pass defense looked bad. And what else from those games? Anything else?
Well, I want to see TCU, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be bizarre. So here's the deal. In the NFL, they'll always show Taylor Swift.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. I might have been might have got.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they faked you out? They faked you out there?
Might have got.
They faked you out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fake account.
So he's not fake account.
No.
Yeah.
Now we just
my bag.
Play college football every day. It's college football.
Well, let me ask you this.
It's like bowl season.
Will they show Bill Belichick's girlfriend on the field, in the stands, in a suite during the game? They show Taylor Swift all the time, yes or no?
In a suite, yes.
You think they show her? You do? See, I don't think they will.
I think she's going to be hidden.
Really?
I agree.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think she'll be around. TMZ might have it, but probably not. All right. Special thanks to producer Braden. Throw a lot of stuff at him here during the course of Flow.
He came into Portal, new guy.
Yeah, he did. We will be back for our preview of the West Virginia-Ohio University game coming up Thursday. We'll put that out there. And West Virginia, it's going to be an interesting game, man. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be interesting. All things are set. For a massive opportunity for West Virginia, Week 3.
Are you moving to Week 3 already?
Just time out. Can I say something? Week 3, game day, the whole thing, but you got to win Week 2. You don't win Week 2, there's no...
You think there's still a game day opportunity? Game day, I'm talking about game day coming here. You still think that's an opportunity?
If you win on next Saturday, yes. If you beat Ohio U, yes.
You think that's a firm yes if you win?
I'm putting it as a firm yes. On something.
That well.
No, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it. You win Saturday against Ohio University, I say game day. And then you guys, and I'll go on the record so you can't come around like a little weasel later and say I didn't say it. And you go ahead.
He's doing a classic Twitter move right here. Like he's going to say it, and if it's right, then he's going to be the hyena. All up in our ear. He's just saying that. Now, if he's wrong, it'll be like,
I never said that. What are you talking about?
Well, it's on tape now. I'm owning it.
Just go beat Ohio U, then we'll talk about it.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly right. That means 0 unless you go beat the Bobcats.
Right.
I can't wait to see what the West Virginia contingent of fans is going to be like in there.
It's going to be huge.
What's the volume going to be in that building?
I think it's going to be big.
3 Guys brought to us by Go-Mart. Get a Go-Mart rewards card and immediately begin saving on food and fuel. GoMart.com. By Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales.com. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's Biscuit. By Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, efficient for 25 years. By Jan Dill's Attorneys at Law. They won't and don't take no for an answer. And by Conley's CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. That'll do it for us. 3 Guys before the game. The Robert Morris postgame is complete. If you haven't already subscribed, whether it be on YouTube or on wherever it is that you get your audio for this podcast, please do. Have a great Labor Day. We'll see you. 3 Guys before the game. Over, out.